an entrepreneurial mindset that's going to enable them to be successful. An entrepreneurial mindset is actually critical to success in our rapidly changing world.
Hey guys, welcome to Finvize. The business world is run by two kinds of people, the entrepreneurs and the investors. These mutually benefiting groups of people are some of the most influential people in the world. Entrepreneurs can barely thrive without investors, while investors require entrepreneurs in the long run. However, one should note that although their areas of specialization are similar, they're two different crowds. Hence, a successful entrepreneur might not be as successful as an investor. While the skills of a great entrepreneur lie in aligning the responsibilities of the employees with the corporate goals, a skillful investor needs to identify that talent in the entrepreneur they are planning to fund. Although it is usually hard for an entrepreneur to do the duties of an investor, it should be noted that there are some entrepreneurs who are indeed successful in the world of investment and are influential angel investors and venture capitalists today. Lessons can be learned from these people and their lives that will help shape the budding investor in you. For them, the role of an entrepreneur and an investor go hand in hand. So without further ado, let's jump into some lessons. Number 1. Know when to take the lead. An angel investor has the foresight when a ship is sinking. He or she has to accept when a company is in danger and when it is time to take over the reins of the company and lead them into safety and profits. Entrepreneur and angel investor Mark Suster has invested in a lot of growing startups, and from his experience, he knows the perks and risks involved.
Companies stuck in looking at the fact that disruption hasn't happened to them yet become complacent, and that's what you got to be careful of.
He often emphasizes the fact that one will have to deal with a lot of stress, the kind of stress that could result in the death of the company. This could be in the form of problematic CEOs, discontent among the top groups, or problems with the product. At this point, the investor has to take charge and do the necessities like providing the team with confidence, get rid of workers who are a liability to the company. Number 2. Play to win. The world of investment is not just a game of survival. It's a game which chooses who gets to the top and who crashes out. Charles Darwin's theory of the survival of the fittest could be applied here, as it is indeed the fittest and outspoken of them all who ultimately find success. Influential entrepreneur and investor Mark Cuban has said that always invest in companies that will yield profits and does not intend to whimper away with a small share. I invest in companies that I think are compelling, differentiated, and run by motivated entrepreneurs. It must be run to create profits and returns, not to find an exit, says Cuban. This philosophy is one that everyone should follow, as it will help win the game of investments. Number 3. There should be growth. We all know the importance of investments in the initial stages of a business. But however big a company is, without adequate cash flow, it will crash and burn. This is why investors are one of the most important people in the world of business. They should have the hindsight of which company can grow big with minimal financial necessities. Investing in such companies can boost the profits of both the investor and the company. Reid Hoffman, founder of LinkedIn, is an influential angel investor, and he says that even if you have a mass audience and a unique value prop, a business fails without cash flow. An initial round of financing is important, but how reliable is financing in the long run? Will investors see the right elements in the next stage? Your product must scale intelligently. This is why I like software. A well-coded site can adapt to mass demand without its capital expenditures scaling out of control. Number 4. Nothing can match a unique idea combined with an awesome team. Naval Ravikant is a successful entrepreneur who co-founded ePinions. He also ran Venture Hacks, an enterprise that provided financial aid to entrepreneurs. With famous companies like Twitter and Uber to his name, it is safe to say that Naval knows a thing or two about investments. He believes that while investing, he checks out whether the product or idea is a unique one that is difficult to imitate and whether the team behind it is talented and efficient. He also tries to see whether there will be buyers willing to pay money for the product. Hence, following the above mantra could help a young budding investor to reap profits. Number 5. Think different, act different. When you're out in the world to invest, you notice that there are many startups that need investment. How would you know which is the right company to provide funding? Which one will be able to reap maximum profits? Well, Kevin Hartz has an answer to that question. Kevin Hartz is the CEO of Eventbrite and is also an angel investor. Kevin says the right company is the one that is different from the rest. According to Kevin, the company that flows against the current world eventually turn out to be the most successful. There's just too many people following the same course, and you want to find somebody who's running against the grain, doing something that one would almost say is ludicrous and unbelievable or strange or bizarre. So that's in fact what I look for, says Kevin. Number 6. Sometimes you can feel the success. First impression is the best impression. When it comes to the world of investment, first impressions can almost always seal the deal. One can distinguish between a successful and non-successful company by looking at how they've been engineered. A well-designed company could show the perseverance and passion in its members to strive for a better tomorrow. Joshua Shafter, founder of Taste Labs and an angel investor, cannot stop stating the importance of investing in a company because it smells, tastes, and feels good. As long as the company gives away good vibes, it's probably a good investment. Number 7. Go big or go home. While we have mentioned Mark Cuban's method to playing to win, Kevin Rose, the founder of 3 companies, one of which was acquired by Google and an angel investor, has a similar strategy. If you're an investor, never settle for mediocre ideas that might work. Always go for the big and ambiguous ideas, as that is where the big money lies. Fortune rewards the brave, and that is exactly the case here. As long as you're brave enough to invest in big ideas, which nobody has done before, you'll be rewarded. Number 8. Know your product. The last thing you would want to do as an angel investor is to provide funds for a product that you're not familiar with. This is a really big mistake, as not having first-hand experience about the product could result in a lack of clarity in the decisions that are prescribed over. The best thing one should do while investing in a company is to familiarize oneself with the products. Understand its advantages and disadvantages and how or why people would spend money on it. Now, if you find comprehending a certain unfamiliar product hard, then do what entrepreneur and angel investor Matt Mullenweg usually does. Invest in products that you yourself use or the ones that you're familiar with. This would help in clearing out unnecessary confusions. Number 9. Large scale is the deal. Tim Ferriss is an angel investor who is known for making investments that have achieved massive worldwide success. Facebook and Twitter are 2 of his major investments. How does Mr. Tim attain such success with his investments? Well, for Tim, all his investments revolve around a certain principle. He states that the product needs to be simple enough to understand, yet unique enough to pitch a trend piece to, say, Fortune or the New York Times. Which means by default, I could pitch it not just to New York and San Francisco, but the rest of the country. Tim also stresses the importance of having an experienced member in the executive team who has been in the company from the beginning. So the next time you decide to invest in an idea, make sure it is something that people from all across the world can relate to. This way, the company can easily expand large scale. These entrepreneurs showed their talents are not limited to the boundaries of their offices, but also outside as an investor. These lessons can guide an upcoming entrepreneur turned investor through the hard and confusing world of investments. And although it may seem very confusing in the beginning, by following these lessons, one can slowly get a grasp of it and soon turn into a successful investor like Mark Cuban or Reid Hoffman. You gotta put your heart and soul into what you do. What are some other lessons on investing that you know? Tell us in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the video. And until we see you again, ciao!